Hello everyone, greeting of the day. My name is Sashirika, and in this video we're going to see torque equation of a three-phase induction motor. So this is the content of this particular video. Three-phase supply means torque is developed in an induction motor, starting torque, condition for maximum torque, all those things. So torque of three-phase induction motor. In this, if you're going to see, we are going to give an three-phase input to the stator. And due to electromagnetic induction, my rotor is going to get the three-phase induction, this three-phase input, and a flux is developed and a sine wave is produced. So torque of three-phase induction motor is proportional to the flux per pole, means per stator pole. Then it is directly proportional to rotor current, that is specified as I2 and power factor of the rotor. Since we are dealing about the AC, means alternating current, my power factor plays a major role in the torque equation, right? So my T is nothing but my torque, and that is directly proportional to the flux and as well as I2 cos pi 2. Flux is nothing but flux per stator pole. I2 is nothing but your rotor current at standstill, and pi 2 is, and cos pi 2 is angle between the what is that, rotor EMF and rotor current. Cos pi means that is nothing but the power angle of your motor. K is a constant. Since we are putting a proportional, we are going to introduce a constant. Now let E2 is equal to rotor EMF at standstill. Since I am getting an EMF in the rotor section from the stator, I am giving an input from the due to induction I am getting an output in the rotor, that is known as your E2. Okay, so we know rotor EMF is directly proportional to flux. So flux is directly proportional to E2, because how much flux it is giving it, so that much voltage I am getting in the rotor. Understanding how much flux it is induced in the, means see, this total induction motor is of your transformer. You have to imagine your transformer. How much you are understanding the transformer, that much you will understand your induction motor. In the transformer, if you're going to see, primary will be there, secondary will be there. How much flux it is going to induce in the primary, the same the voltage will be induced in your secondary. Here also, how much flux is induced in your stator, the same it will be induced in your rotor. There it is primary and secondary, here it is only stator and the rotor. That is the main, that is the only difference between your induction motor and as well as your transformer. So if you're going to see in this torque equation, I am specifying E2 is proportional to pi. So I am taking, again I am giving a constant here, T is equal to, means I am substituting the value of E2 in the respective place of my pi. Means I am taking my stator per state pole, flux per stator pole, I am just removing and introducing my rotor EMF, that is nothing but my E1. I am introducing a constant, that is K1. So torque developed at instant of stator of motor is called starting torque. Once it is going to start, no, before it is going to start, no, some torque is produced. That is nothing but your starting torque. Starting torque may be greater than running torque in some cases. It is not that it should be equal. It can be more than also, it can be less than also. So T is equal to K1 into E2 I2 E2 I2 cos pi 2. We are speaking only about the rotor output, because we are taking rotor, means we are taking output from rotor only, right? So only they are specifying the E2 is nothing but your rotor EMF, I2 is nothing but rotor current, again phase angle of your rotor. So only everything is in 2 is nothing but rotor, right? So and let R2 is equal to rotor resistance per phase, X2 standstill rotor reactance. X2 is nothing but reactance, so again Z is nothing but your impedance. Of what? Rotor impedance, because it's specified of Z2. It is a rotor impedance and it is standstill, means it is not starting, it is standing still. Then if you are going to substitute the values in the equation, we will be getting the torque equation, right? So what is nothing but your I2? I2 is nothing but your rotor current. How you will find rotor current? E2, again the Ohm's law, V by R. I is equal to V by R, right? Here V is what? E2. E2 is nothing but the EMF induced in your second, means rotor. Fine. Z2 is nothing but your impedance. Since it is an AC, what is it? AC input, means alternating current, we are speaking about the impedance. So we are going to substitute the respective value e2 divided by root of r2 square plus x2 square. That is nothing but your I2, and cos pi again, if you are going to substitute the values, in this one you are going to be getting in the value. So if you are going to equalize, k1 is equal to 3 by 2 pi ns. 3 by 2 pi ns is nothing but my angular velocity. Okay, ns is nothing but my speed, synchronous speed. Ns is nothing but my synchronous speed. Yes, n and s. So I repeat, k1 is what? K1 is the 3 by 2 pi. It is nothing but your angular velocity of each particular phase. Single means three phases are present in this particular stator. Na? So the three phase angular velocity is specified here. So if you're going to see, the torque equation is by 3 by 2 pi ns into e2 square r2 divided by r2 square plus x2 square. This is the starting equation, torque equation. Fine. So maximum torque if I want, what is the condition for that, for torque? Why we are dealing about torque? Because once my flux is going to be induced in my rotor is taking a rotatory movement, right? So a torque has been induced. So that we are going to read about torque, means we are going to study about torque, how it is happening, why it is happening, what if it is going to be maximum, what is going to be less. When my torque will be at maximum is this one. If supply voltage V is constant, then flux pi E2 both remain constant. So K2 is T star torque at stationary or standing still torque K2 is equal to R2 by R2 square plus X2 square. It can be proved that maximum starting torque is obtained when rotor resistance is equal to standing still rotor reactance. Means your rotor reactance and your rotor resistance should be equal. If it is going to be equal, you will be getting a maximum torque. Then up till now we have seen only the standstill torque. Now we are going to see about running torque. Once it is going to start, my motor is going to start. Now how my torque will be, right? So again, T is directly proportional to flux IR cos pi 2. IR is nothing but your rotor current per phase under running condition. Here everything you have to tell it is in running condition. In examination also they will tell whether it is in running condition or in the standstill condition. According to that you have to use the formulas for substituting the problems, for solving the problems. So ER is nothing but rotor EMF per phase under running condition, and S into E. S is nothing but your slip. Slip is nothing but the difference between your synchronous speed and your rotor speed. That is nothing but your slip, and it is specified in percentage only always, and never it will be equal. My synchronous speed and as well as my rotary speed will never be equal. If it is going to be equal, an EMF will not be produced. It cannot be induced. So reactance per phase under running condition is specified as SX2. So, and I am going to again the same thing. IR is nothing but my rotor current per phase. Again, these things are all specifying per phase when it is going to be in running condition. So again, the values if you are going to substitute, you will be getting the particular value. So maximum torque condition is T is equal to S into E2 square R2 divided by your R2 square plus S into X2 the whole square. How this condition is met? Okay, see if I want a maximum condition, maximum torque means S is equal to R2 divided by your X2. This is the condition when my slip is going to be my resistance of the rotor divided by my reactance of the rotor, that is nothing but my slip. Okay, means maximum slip, maximum I will be getting that on there only. So maximum torque will be attained by this particular equation. So maximum torque is equal to K into E2 square divided by X2 square. How we got? See here, K is equal to E2 squared by 2 into X2. That is your K value. K, okay. That is your T max, means maximum torque. How you have got that one is, you are going to substitute the value of S. S is nothing but your slip. R2 divided by your X2. Fine. So in S, you are going to say in the equation, in the torque equation, you are going to substitute the value of S. If you are going to see, so here in the denominator, X2 and X2 is getting cancelled. So if it is going to get cancelled, K into E2 square into R2 square into X2 divided by 2 R2 square. again my r2 square is getting cancelled from the denominator also, numerator also. So I'm getting a value of k into e2 square divided by 2 into x2, and this is the maximum torque. If you're going to see my maximum torque, I don't have any resistance, right? I'm having only my reactance, right? So the maximum torque is independent of your rotor resistance. Fine. Then the speed of the slip or that maximum torque occurs is determined by the rotor resistance. Fine. Then the torque depends maximum when rotor reactance is equal to the resistance. Whenever my rotor reactance and resistance are equal, then only my torque is becoming maximum. Maximum torque varies inversely as standstill reactance. Yes. Hence, it has to be small. It means it has to be kept small. If it is going to be high, again my torque will be reduced. So, my standstill reactance should be less. Again, maximum torque varies directly as the square of the applied voltage. Because applied voltage means E2 square. It is directly proportional to my applied voltage. So, maximum torque is directly proportional to applied voltage. Then, for obtaining maximum torque at starting S is equal to S should be 1. Rotor reactance must be equal to rotor reactance. That is, the condition is whenever my reactance of the rotor is equal to resistance of the rotor, I will attain a maximum torque. That is the main concept of this particular torque equation, means maximum torque equation, and these are the reference. And thank you so much.